auto. Oh, number 3 is farther back this time. Dude, finally! That race took me like 5 hours to figure out how to beat. I know it doesn't look very hard, and in terms of skill, it's not super hard. The problem is there's a very strict 400 performance point limit, and you have to like hardcore research like how to like customize your car perfectly to you know, be fast enough while staying under the 400 limit. And oh geez, I stayed up all night figuring that race out. Because I'm so tired, it's hard to explain, but you know, like you need to, oh my gosh, I can't even think. So it's these really lightweight cars called these Kai cars or K cars or however you pronounce it. And you have to get your settings just right to be able to win. At first I thought like, okay, I just need a good ratio between horsepower and weight, but it wasn't that simple, whereas in past races it was kind of that simple. But in this race, there's so many things like gear ratio, and I've never seen RPM play such a big role in overall performance for the performance point score that you're given. Because you know, it's not just about how fast your car goes and how fast it accelerates, it needs to perform like overall well in terms of RPM for the speed that it's going. It's really confusing, and then there's uphill and downhill, and there's all kinds of things that affect like the torque and everything, and took a lot of trial and error. And I tried to look up online like what other people were doing, and I matched exactly what somebody else did for their car. But when I did that exactly, my performance points was over 400. So it didn't end up working, and I had to nerf my car, and then it didn't work anymore. Because when I looked it up online, the forum threads talking about how to beat this challenge, which means you have to get in third here, the threads online were like, okay, just do it like this. But those threads were from 2022, and since then the game has changed how changing different things affects your overall score. So I think they might need to adjust this mission somehow, because all the tips that people were saying online didn't work. The performance score was not adding up with what they said it should. I think it's because of how they changed like how the suspension affects your rating. And I'm not gonna post like what settings I used, because I don't think my settings are very good. I think there's something else you have to do. But the only reason I was able to beat the menu book for the post-game story for this mission was because it was because I just did the race so many times that eventually, because the CPUs don't do the exact same thing every time, eventually the car in third happened to be slower on this attempt, or happened to perform worse, or the CPU didn't race as well for some reason. So the car was like probably 6 seconds behind where he usually is, the car that finishes in third. But anyways, you know, I could have done more research. I could have tried to... I'm not going to totally blame the game. I mean, I could have tried to... I could have tried to find some forum threads that were more recent about this specific mission, but I kept feeling like I was so close to having the right car settings to be fast enough. And, you know, I just got sucked into, like, trying it over and over again once it became barely possible. And I had to, like, buy the same car, like, 3 times to... But anyways, it's not really the game's fault. Well, it might be, because they need to adjust this mission to compensate for how they changed how performance points are calculated. Unless I'm stupid and there's something obvious that I'm missing. And yeah, obviously I could have raced better, like that turn right there wasn't very good. But usually the gap between the 4th and 3rd place car is so huge that on this attempt I just got lucky. The 3rd place car just happened to not do as well and was like quite a ways behind where he usually is. I would love to see what car settings people use for this race, like 2024, with the game in the current version. But anyways, I guess I'll sign off. Have a good one. It's good that I learned all this stuff about the game, having to mess around with it like this.